I want to pay you a compliment.
Thank you.
I was very surprised when I was in Melbourne at the ACM conference to see that you'd done a survey on full preferential voting, and to see the results was quite strikingly amazing. It's an extremely important issue from the point of view of the H.S. Chapman Society, who deal in the potential for electoral fraud, the possible gateways, and it's been obvious to most people who pay any attention to fraud that full preferential voting maximises the opportunity for fraud. So congratulations for running that, which, if you'd explain the results, people will understand.
Look, we have done surveys on attitude towards preferential voting and attitude towards all forms of voting. I still don't understand how they vote in Tasmania, so maybe you can explain that to me later. But it is important what you say, and in New Zealand's a different way of voting. We actually did some work in the UK also on attitude towards the system of voting there. As you know, the referendum didn't get through recently of changing it. But the point I think we have in Australia, which is important, is I think compulsory voting is important, although people don't have to vote if they don't want to. It's not really high on the agenda today, this issue, and Michelle was making the point there on the environment. What is high on the agenda today is the total environmental issue, not just the issue of a carbon tax. The carbon tax is not a tax for stopping carbon emissions, it's a redistribution of wealth. Now that's fine if you put it in that way, and a lot of people believe in that, and a lot of my friends believe in that also, that it's a good thing to redistribute wealth. And too much wealth in the hands of too few is not a good thing for any country. That is a good thing. But to bring in a carbon tax the way we're doing it, a lot of people disagree with it, and I think it will be a major election issue and it will come up again. And I think it will rise from where it is, but at the present time there are other issues which are more on the people's minds.
Can I just say, appreciate that you've taken notice of our poll. That's really good. No, I don't say that flippantly. Running these polls is extremely expensive, and it's also, we believe, a huge responsibility in what polls we run and how we frame them. You know, nobody pays us to do these polls. We are independent. Gary's father, Roy Morgan, started to do these polls in the 40s, and he did it because he said it was really important that the people would truly have a voice, that nobody, like journalists or politicians, would be able to claim to be able to say what the people thought when nobody had asked them. So Roy set about asking these questions because he felt the people needed to have a voice. And he didn't ask them for either side of politics or for any other reason except to try and really deal with the issues of the day. And it's wonderful to look back through the old clippings and you see history. You see the issues that mattered coming through in Roy's polls. Now, when I joined the company, Roy said to me, look, so long as an issue's been running for 2 weeks, the public will have got engaged with it, they'll have a view, and that's when you can capture the view. Now, the world's not like that anymore. 2 weeks is a really long time. You don't have that luxury. So one of the things we have to do as a company is try and pick what are the things that we should poll, what are the things that matter, and what is the question. And so it's terrific when we've actually picked something that we think is important and it's mattered to somebody. You know, it's not just about getting your poll in the newspaper, although we would like to have that channel. It is actually about polling the questions that matter so that the people can have a view and that politicians don't just inadvertently think they have carte blanche to go one way or that everyone's against something. They actually know what the people think because, after all the people of Australia should have a view.